Okay folks, one more example on solving our circular functions problems, particularly focusing when my angle isn't just a single value but has been multiplied. So first step, as I mentioned in our previous videos, is I'm going to rearrange to get sine or cos by itself. So when I do that, I'm going to get 2 cos 3 theta equals a negative root 2, and then cos 3 theta equals negative root 2 on 2. So now I've got cos by itself. My next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my reference angle. And to find my reference angle, I ignore the size of the dilation. So I ignore that 3, and I also ignore the negative, and I'm just going to solve this problem. When does cos equal root 2 on 2? And that will be at pi on 4. So I know that everything's going to be in terms of pi on 4s here. Okay, step 3. Draw the unit circle. And this is where I identify where my solutions are going to be in the unit circle. So here's my unit circle. And it is a cos value. Now we are trying to work with this problem up here. We don't want to know when cos is positive root 2 on 2. We want to know when cos is negative root 2 on 2. So root 2 on 2 helps to know is approximately negative 0.7. So when you draw your diagram, you can say, well, cos is negative 0.7, negative 0.7 is roughly here. So I'm looking for these values on my unit circle. And if you draw a good diagram, you don't even have to remember the exact values table. You can actually see that that splits the quadrants into halves. So you know it's going to have something to do with pi on 4s. This would be 1 pi on 4, 2 pi on 4. So this one is 3 pi on 4. This is pi, which is the same as 4 pi on 4. So this one's got to be 5 pi on 4. So I get those first two initial solutions, and I'm going to now start step 4, which is to find out all of the solutions that I need in the range that I have. So find all solutions in set range. Okay, so all solutions in my set range. The first thing I'm going to do is work out what is my set range. So I know theta has to be, back up the top here, let's just double check my information. I've written x here, but it should have been theta. Theta has to be between 0 and 2 pi. So if theta is greater than 0 and less than 2 pi, my angle is 3 theta. So we know that 3 theta has to be greater than 0 and less than 6 pi. How did I get that? I just multiplied everything by 3. Okay, so here are my solutions. I found my first two, 3 pi on 4 and 5 pi on 4. To find my next one, I'm going to take the 3 pi on 4 and add 2 pi. I'm then going to take my 5 pi on 4 and add 2 pi. Now we know we're going to 6 pi here, so we need 3 laps of the unit circle. If I add a 2 pi, I'm on my second lap. If I add a 4 pi, I'm now on my third lap. And I've just run out of space. Let's move that over a little bit. So my next one will be 5 pi on 4 plus 4 pi. Now let's think about if we went backwards. What if we went back this direction? Well, it would be 3 pi on 4 minus 2 pi. But that's going to take me to a negative value, and negative values are smaller than 0, so they're outside of my domain. And in this particular question, I don't have to worry about any negatives down this end. Okay, so these are all of my solutions for 3 theta. Let's actually work out what they are. 3 pi on 4, 5 pi on 4, 3 pi on 4 plus 2 pi. 2 pi is the same as 8 pi on 4. So 3 pi on 4 plus 8 pi on 4, 11 pi on 4. 5 pi on 4 plus 8 pi on 4, 13 pi on 4. And then you can actually just work out the pattern as well. But 4 pi on 4 is the same as 16 pi on 4. 3 pi on 4 plus 16 pi on 4 is 19 pi on 4. 5 pi on 4 plus 16 pi on 4 is 21 pi on 4. That's a 4. And finally, I don't want to know what 3 theta is. I want to know what theta is. My easiest way to get rid of the 3, because we're working with fractions, is not to divide by 3, but let's multiply by 1/3. So fractions are easy if you know what you're doing. Multiplying by 1/3 is simpler because the top line stays the same and the bottom line gets multiplied by 3. And 3 pi on 12 we can simplify to just 1 pi on 4. So 5 pi on 12 is the next one, can't be simplified. 11 pi on 12 can't be simplified. 13 pi on 12 can't be simplified. Where am I up to? 19 pi on 12 and 21 pi on 12. And 21 pi on 12 can be simplified. So let's simplify that down. 3 goes into 21 7 times, 3 goes into 12 4 times. And all of these solutions are now within my originally specified domain. So this is my final answer for theta.